This lesson's titled Geometric Applications. And specifically, the application problems that we're solving in this lesson involve perimeter and area. Recall that perimeter is the distance around a figure, and area is the number of square units of the area. So for instance, if you're trying to find the perimeter of your living room, you would measure the distance around it. But if you were trying to figure out how much carpet to buy, then you would need to know the area of your living room. So look at this first problem. It says the perimeter of the following figure is 50 inches, and they want us to find the length of each side. So we know that if we add the three sides together, that will give us the perimeter. Now notice that they give us the length of each side of the triangle. One side is x long, one side is x plus 2 long, and one side is 2 times x long. So we're going to substitute those values into the formula. So we're going to have x plus 2 plus x, and notice they put 2 plus x instead of putting x plus 2. It doesn't matter, it's the same thing, plus 2 times x. And now we're just going to use what we already know about solving equations to figure out the lengths of the sides. Now notice on this right-hand side we have some like terms, and remember that's a 1 and that's a 1. So we have 1x plus 1x plus 2x, which equals 4x. Our variable term is the 4x. That's what we're trying to get alone. So I'm going to move the 2 by subtracting 2 from both sides. So then I will have 48 equals 4 times x. I will divide both sides by 4 to make my coefficient equal to 1, and we see that x is equal to 12. So we know that one of the sides is 12 inches long. One of the sides is x plus 2, so we need to plug the 12 in for the x. So 12 plus 2 is 14 inches long. And the other side, 2 times x, will equal 2 times 12, which will make it 24 inches long. And if you needed to check your answer, you could add up those three numbers, 12 inches, 14 inches, and 24 inches, just to make sure it is indeed equal to 50 inches. In this example, we see that the perimeter of the rectangle is 72 centimeters long, and they tell us to find the length of each side. So we use our standard formula for finding the perimeter of a rectangle. We know that 2 of the lengths plus 2 of the widths will equal the perimeter. Now it looks like in this problem they let the value x be the length, it looks like. And they let the value 3 times x minus 4 be the width. I probably would have done it the other way around, but you'll still get the same answer. So let's go ahead and use our previous skills to solve the equation. Looks like the first thing we need to do is clear parentheses. So we see the 2 times the 3x is the 6x. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Now on the right-hand side, we see that we have a couple like terms, the 2x plus 6x, which is equal to 8x. Drop down your negative 8. We're trying to get 8x alone, so we need to move that minus 8. So we're going to add 8 to both sides, which will leave us with 80 equals 8 times x. And then to make our coefficient equal to 1, we'll divide both sides by 8. And so we see that x is equal to 10. Now let's go ahead and substitute the number 10 in for x to find the length, or the length and width of the rectangle. So we see that one of the sides of the rectangles would be 10 centimeters long, and to find the length of the other side, we would have to say 3 times 10, which is 30, minus 4, which is equal to 26 centimeters. Okay? In this example, they tell us that we have a rectangular garden and that it has an area of 54 square feet. They ask us what the width of the garden is if the length is 6 feet. Recall that the standard formula for finding the area of a rectangle is by multiplying the length of the rectangle times the width. So area equals length times width. So they give us the area, which is 54, equals, they also give us the length, so we'll substitute the 6 in for the L. So we have 54 equals 6 times x. And now we will go ahead and solve for x. It looks like there's an error in the slideshow right there. That should be a 6x over 6. So we have 54 over 6 equals 6 times x over 6. We're going to divide both sides by 6. 54 divided by 6 is 9, so we see 9 is equal to x. So now we know the width of the rectangular garden. All right, let's try these 3 problems on our own. We have a rectangle, and we know what the perimeter is. The perimeter is 94 inches long, and we want to find the length of each side. So I know that perimeter P is equal to 2 lengths plus 2 widths. All right, let's go ahead and substitute what we know in for P, L, and W. We know that the perimeter is 94, so we have 94 equals 2 times the length, which is 2x plus 5, plus 2 times the width, which is x. Let's simplify the right-hand side. We'll have 94 equals 2 times 2x is 4x, 2 times 5 is 10, plus 2 times x is 2x. All right, we have a couple like terms on the right-hand side. 4x plus 2x is 6x. We still have the positive 10 over there. We want to get the 6x alone, so we're going to subtract 10 from both sides. 94 minus 10 is 84. And I've run out of room, so I'm going to go ahead and write that up here. We have 84 equals 6x. I'm going to divide both sides by 6. So we see that x is equal to 14. So let's look at our rectangle. We know that the width of it was x, so we know that W is going to be equal to 14 inches. And then to find the length, our length is going to be equal to 2 times x, which is 14 plus 5. So we have our length is equal to 14 times 2 is 28. And 28 plus 5 gives us the length equal to 33 inches. Now, if you wanted to make sure your answer is correct, you could add 2 widths and then figure out what 2 lengths are and add those together, and you should get 94 inches. All right, once again, we're given a triangle. They tell us what the perimeter is, and they tell us to find the length of each side. So we know that P is equal to S plus S plus S. So look at your triangle. One of the sides is x long. One of the sides is x plus 2 long. And one of the sides is 2 times x long. Now remember, this x and this x have a coefficient of 1. And it looks like I forgot to plug the perimeter in there. We know that the perimeter, when we get done, should be 82. So I should have put an 82 there. So 1x plus 1x plus 2x is 4x. We have 4x plus 2. To get the 4x alone, let's go ahead and subtract 2 from both sides. So we have 80 equals 4 times x. We'll divide both sides by 4, and we see that x is equal to 20. So if we are trying to find the lengths of the sides, we know that this side will be 20 centimeters long. For x plus 2, we will have 20 plus 2, right? So that will be equal to 22 centimeters long. And then our last side, 2 times x, will have 2 times 20, which is 40. And then just add those up. 40 plus 20 is 60, and 60 plus 22 is 82, to make sure that you get 82. All right, this will be our final example. The perimeter of a mirror is 88 inches. If the length of the mirror is 24 inches, what is the width? And I'm guessing that this mirror is shaped like a rectangle. So I'll just draw. Here's my mirror. Whoops, sorry. We know that our perimeter is going to equal 2 lengths plus 2 widths. They tell us the perimeter is 88. They tell us the length of the mirror is 24 inches. So we're going to say 2 times 24. And we're trying to find the width. So W is our variable. So now we have 88 is equal to 2 times 24, which is 48. We want to get the 2W alone, so we're going to subtract 48 from both sides. 88 minus 48 is 40. So we have 40 equals 2 times W. We'll divide both sides by 2. So we see that W is equal to 20 inches. So the width of the rectangle would be 20 inches, and the length of the mirror, they already told us, is 24 inches.